Hi, and welcome back to Plastic Models by Regular Dude. And today is May 31st. So, going to do a quick May recap and what's coming up in June. Almost forgot what month comes after May. Crazy how that works. So anyway, as you can see, stuff on the bench here right now. I've got the US 2.5 ton 6x6 cargo truck by Tamiya that I'm building for my plastic models for beginners, back to basics videos. So that's what I've got going on right now. Probably won't be too awful long before it's done, but I'm taking my time on it because I'm trying to be thorough and make it as concise yet entertaining and helpful as possible for people who are building along, which are a couple, well, at least one person that's actually buying the kit so he can follow along with this build. So that's kind of cool, because that's what I'm shooting for, is just trying to help people out, getting started with modeling and stuff. Back here on the back, you can see the T-34, the tracks for it, the turret. And that is kind of on the side, work on it when I'm not doing stuff on the cargo truck. That kit, the T-34 kit, I had originally got for, I think it was Joe's T-34 group build. That was a long time ago, and I got this kit to work on for that, and I just ran into all kinds of trouble, and I talk about them on a different video, so I won't go over it again. But so that's just basically filler in between steps on this kit here, and I'll continue it through to the end and see it through to completion, primarily because I want to experiment on it some more with winter whitewash schemes using hairspray chipping technique, because I have another kit I want to do later on, probably this coming winter, that I want to do. And I've only done one kit in the winter scheme so far, so I need some more practice. And that's what I'm using the T-34 kit for. So when it's done, it's actually an OT-34-76, which is a flamethrower tank. And but it's not going to have the drums on the back for the flame projector. But it will have the fixture on the front of the tank in place of the bow machine gun, so it's not going to be accurate by any stretch. We'll just say it was pressed into service as a regular tank, due to them losing the fuel tanks on the back or something. I don't know, whatever. It's just mainly an exercise now, but I do want to do it. I want to finish it because I hate just leaving kits, unfinished. And I know that may go against my one kit at a time rule that I've imposed on myself, as I mentioned in an earlier video, to keep me from getting burned out on too many projects at once. But as I say, it's just filler. So basically, when something is drying or curing and I can't really do anything, or if I'm not able to shoot video for some reason, then I'll set this one aside and I'll work on the T-34 instead. Just to have something to do. So that's my plan there. So that's the kit I'm working on. I'm hoping I'll have the cargo truck done within a couple of weeks, so I can start on another project. And I'm not really sure what I'm gonna start on just yet. I've got a few different kits that I kind of want to work on. Some more involved than others, but I'm not really sure which one I want to do. So I may pick out a few kits and do a video in a week or so. Pick out a few kits and show you which ones they are, and maybe have the viewers choose which kit I do next time. Thinking about it, because there's a couple of kits I really want to work on right now, but I don't know. I'm kind of undecided, so I'll think about it a little bit more, and if I decide to do it, I'll throw up another video and ask the viewers which one they'd like to see me do next, and kind of outline what I have planned for each one of the builds, because there's something different going on with each one. No new products since my last video. The last video, the only thing I'd gotten was the Vallejo spatter mud and thick mud, and I've yet to use it. This the cargo truck's going to be the first one I'm going to use it on. So, and that'll be part of the series. So I got that coming up, but no other real new stuff other than that. That's the newest stuff I've gotten. Let's see, got nothing coming in the mail. Just really kind of boring this time. Not a whole lot going on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Used the Stynylrez gray primer for the first time. I've been using black for most everything else, but since, you know, this plastic on this is somewhat dark, and I wanted to make sure I got everything painted inside of here correctly, I decided to use the gray. And I've read some stuff about the Stynylrez primers where different colors of primer seem to behave differently as far as, you know, how they spray or how they mix. At least on the gray and the black, for me, I haven't noticed any difference. One thing I did note, a lot of people remarked that some of them seem harder to mix up than others. So, you know, I just use this thing. I've shown it lots of times before, and it's just an invaluable tool. Very inexpensive, nothing to it, but very effective. And I use this to work on that Stynylrez. And I will say this, since I haven't used it at all, it's pretty much, I think I might have used it once on something, but it was something small just to test it out. But whenever I stuck this mixer down in the bottom, down in the very bottom, I got this thing, when I turned it on, it almost bogged this thing down because so much of the pigments in that primer had settled in the bottom, and it took a little while to get it going. So, you know, just as a quick tip, make sure somehow you mix that stuff up really, really good in the bottom, because if not, you know, you're going to end up using the thinner stuff in the top, and by the time you get down low in that bottle, it's going to be unusable unless you find a way to thin it. So that's my quick tip of the day. Make sure you stir that stuff up really, really good. I mean, even if you use like a, you know, just a stick or one of these long Tamiya stirring paddle things, just make sure you get down in there and get it mixed up really good. And then once you think you got it mixed up, mix it some more. Because what I did is I mixed it up with this thing for quite a while till it quit bogging down, you know, by having it down at the bottom. And then I shook the tarnation out of it just to make sure that it was getting mixed up well. So that's the tip. So anyway, that's only the real new thing I've tried, is just the different color of the Stynylrez primer this month. And I have to say, it's really nice. Something else that on that Stynylrez, if people, if you haven't used it before, if you're thinking of using it, when you spray it on, sometimes it looks pretty gross. It looks lumpy. It looks like it's uneven. It just looks nasty. Just go with your gut, spray it on there evenly, and let it sit. And because it's self-leveling, I mean, it goes perfectly smooth. Really, really good stuff. I like it. And doesn't tend to skin over like, say, Vallejo primer does. I used to use that a lot, but I quit because it would skin over, and then, you know, some of that skinned over, partially cured paint would get sucked down into the nozzle, and then it would clog up, and just not a very good thing. So I don't use Vallejo anymore. Stynylrez water-based acrylic primers, that's the way to go. So anyway, that's that. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot else going on. Seen a lot of good stuff on other people's YouTube channels. I mean, just take a look at my subscription list. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff to watch in there. Just check out some of those channels. I almost said stations. Some of those channels, and you know, I'd give some shout outs, but I'd be here for another, you know, 45 minutes saying how awesome this other stuff is. So check them out if you get a chance. You know, maybe go through them a few at a time. And subscribe to their channels, because there's some of them that's got, you know, tens of thousands of subscribers, and then there's others that only have a couple of hundred, and they really deserve more than that because they have some good stuff to show off. So check those out. The one last thing I'm going to talk about here, I'll make this quick, try and keep it under 15 minutes. I use my iPhone to do my video because it's very lightweight, so it doesn't put a lot of strain on my cool little rig here, and it shoots really, really good clear video. The only problem I had with it was getting the videos from the phone to my laptop. I mean, I read stuff, I asked some Apple support, all these convoluted procedures, check this, check that, do this, do the other. Oh, it doesn't work. Well, we're sorry, it must be some compatibility. Well, obviously it's a compatibility deal. It's not working. It was just about to drive me to tears. I mean, just, it was so bad I was starting to look for another video camera just so I wouldn't have to deal with it. So, you know, and it didn't happen until after my first operating system update on this phone after I got it, and then it just went wacky. It just wouldn't work. So it was just driving me crazy, and I was really complaining about it one night, you know, about ready to fly into a media rage, a blue Irish rage, let's call it. And my son, he just jammed in and did a little Google thing, and about, you know, I don't know, minute and a half, 2 minutes later, he's like, hey Dad, let's try this. So he gets in my phone, and it was just one stupid setting. You flip the switch, you know, the little cyber switch, or, you know, switch on the screen, and no more problems. I can download videos all day long, and they download, or upload, I should say, upload to my laptop quickly. I don't know what happened. Whatever, it's just that one thing, and that cured the problem. So big thanks to my son Skylar. He's my cohort. He's got a desk right over there for doing his model stuff when he does it. But yeah, he saved my bacon, so I don't have to be chronically upset every time I want to upload videos. So that's really cool. And then one other thing, I had this pertaining to the camera. I got this thing called a Joby shutter, and it's like a little remote Bluetooth switch for stopping or starting using the shutter on your camera. Basically, you can take photo, or you can start and stop video. And really cool idea. I loved it. But by now, any other time, if I'd been using this, it would have disconnected. So I'd have to manually reach up and hit the stop button. And I couldn't figure out why. And it's just, you know, it's cool, but if I did any video for very long, then forget it. You know, I had to do it manually, so what's the point? So I thought I would look around, and found a different one. And it is a remote shutter. Looks like this. And it has a button for Android-based phones or iOS devices. You know, iPods, iPads, iPhones. And it is made by... wow, what's the brand here? The Original Selfie Stick is what it's called. Selfie Stick, Bluetooth, wireless remote. Retrack, that's the brand. Retrack. And so I thought I'd give it a shot because the regular price was $10. And I went to the store that I found had them in town, and they had them on clearance for $5. And works like a champ. I can let this thing run for, you know, 13 minutes and 57 seconds, and when I'm ready, I just turn it off. That way I don't have to hit the button and jiggle the camera and then have to worry about editing that out if I feel like it. And I think the whole thing is because this actually has an on and off switch. The other one does not have an on and off switch, so I don't know if it's something built in to save the battery or what, but this one has an on and off switch, and if I turn it on, it pretty much stays on. And if I get my phone near it, it reconnects. So it's a really cool thing. So if you use this type of stuff to do your videos, and you just want to do something quick, you don't have to mess with any editing for, you know, poking on your screen or whatever, check these out. You know, even at regular price at $10, it's very affordable, and you know, works great. So that is the one new thing I got that I'm really stoked about. So anyway, I think that's it for this time, for this recap slash what's coming up thing. So keep an eye in the future here, real soon, on more of the plastic models for beginners and the Tamiya cargo truck. I'll talk some more about the T-34s. Keep an eye out for that if you're interested. And then keep an eye out for a video maybe asking what everyone would like to see me build next as far as my viewers go. So keep an eye out for that. All right. So that's it for this time. Thanks for joining me here on Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. And as always, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below and I will respond as quickly as I can. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.